My name is Jon Ricketts, Director of Invictus Global Response. We're a humanitarian aid organization operating on 4 different continents. We provide HMA, which is humanitarian mine action, humanitarian assistance, civilian evacuation, and capacity building. We operate in austere environments that other organizations can't. This is our bread and butter. This is sort of what separates us from different humanitarian organizations and why Larx is important for us. When we say austere, what that can mean is hostile environment, so non-permissive environments being enemy held, contested, or under threat. With that comes a plethora of different obstacles. Local populace may not be as friendly as you would hope. You may not always have access to internet and power, and the roads may be littered and the paths may be littered with explosive remnants of war, IEDs, or hostile forces. All these things are something that Larx is helping us to mitigate the threat of when we do our planning process. When it comes to understanding a new or contested environment, we search for something that we call a ground truth. We rely on people, which is human intelligence, historical reports, and the institutions that were typically operating in the general area, AOR, or country. Now, there are a couple of limitations when it comes to garnering intelligence of any sort from human sources. Humans are fallible. They also have, traditionally, just their own motives. With that, we often get skewed reporting, and it's very, very difficult to build a complete picture unless we have some sort of image intelligence capability. Prior to Larx, one of the issues that we run into is clarity of images. So we may be given maps from our various sources. Those maps or those images only paint a small picture because we don't have the resolution necessary to identify actual risk and actual hazards, and we get part of the picture. So we had to piece together people's different frameworks for understanding image intelligence, and we'd have to piece them together and try to make something coherent out of that. A lot of the times you can't differentiate between a major industrial building and a house. All of these things matter when it comes to route planning, when it comes to planning ingress and egress routes. Larx allows us to instantly pull that up for ourselves, so there's no longer a need to go by piece, outdated map to outdated map. We can have close to real-time, up-to-date image intelligence of the areas that we're operating in. Now, with our non-technical surveys and our technical surveys, traditionally these things take weeks. One of the features that we most appreciate is the ability to take any of the operators that are going out to achieve this mission with very, very limited amount of training. They understand the entire platform. They can perform these tasks without having to rely on backup, some IT whiz somewhere. Larx allows us to take that information, cross-reference it instantly in real time. Basically, as someone is saying something, I can turn around, I can verify that information that they just gave me, and it gives me a greater picture and a greater understanding of what's going on, whether this person is truthful or whether this person just, maybe they have incorrect information or maybe they know what they're talking about. Traditionally, when we go into a location, a lot of times it's under time-sensitive conditions. So we have to accomplish human intelligence, we have to accomplish the relationship building to get a greater picture of the actual happenings on the ground, and whether that's evidence of explosive remnants of war, whether that is proof of life. We get all of these tools consolidated into one platform, and that allows us to either prove those negatives, which anyone in the space will tell you is a very long time proving that something isn't there, or proving a positive. So we think they're here or it's here, and we can instantly identify that using the Larx tools. Now, having a platform where we can actually build 3D models, we can actually route plan effectively and not have to rely on exterior institutions to give us this information, whether it be their motives leaning one way and giving us false intelligence, or they just don't have updated maps, period, because the state entity doesn't have that capability. Larx has given us the ability to have a greater confidence in our actual reports before we go into an austere environment. Like I said again, the human intelligence side of things, humans are fallible. They have their own motives, and a lot of the times they are trying to achieve a certain objective instead of giving us the actual truth.